There's a little farmhouse in Tennessee hills where the pines stand tall and critters chill. Half a dozen goats and a dog named Chunk. Every now and then you see a skunk. On the farm with Mama Bear, it's time to laugh, it's time to share. Shoki gone back, take you there. On the farm with Mama Bear, on the farm with Mama Bear. There's a pot-bellied pig named Bacon Bit, a rooster, hens, and baby chicks. On the farm with Mama Bear, it's time to laugh, it's time to share. Shoki gone back, take you there. On the farm with Mama Bear, on the farm with Mama Bear, on the farm with Mama Bear.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Carrie, and it's a beautiful day here at the farm. And I just thought I'd give you some background on me and tell you a little bit about me before we start this crazy journey that I decided to do. Because if anybody had told me a year ago that I would go online and share my life with people, I'd be like, oh, you're out of your mind. But here I am, and I'm doing it. So I guess sometimes you just got to give it a shot, people, and so I'm giving it a shot. I hope you enjoy some of the content that I share with you. And I'm just going to tell you here a little bit about my life. So I'm not originally from Tennessee. I'm originally from Connecticut. I came down to Tennessee many years ago in my 20s and checked out this area and really fell in love with it. So didn't get to move down here until much later on in life. Went back up to Connecticut, worked my years. And then around 2000, I was online and met this fella from Canada. His name was Ron, but I more lovingly called him Bubba. And he was my Canadian mountain man. He was a rough, tough cream puff, ladies, and he was just the sweetest old Pooh Bear. Fell in love very quickly, got married, and I moved to Canada. So I moved up there for 7 years. Enjoyed it. I ended up coming back home to Connecticut because my dad got sick and helped take care of my dad. My dad passed away. My mom was still alive, and I wanted to give her as much time in her house as she could. So I stayed with her for about another 5 years, and finally she had to go into a nursing home. So in the meantime, my husband was a long-haul truck driver and had driven down through this area, and he said, oh yeah, Tennessee's beautiful. And he said, I guess it's time for us to go find our house in Tennessee. And so I did. So I came down here and found this little 1920s cottage farmhouse that needed a lot of love. And I just loved it. So I ended up buying it. We moved down here, and I started to renovate the inside of the house. It needed some love, people. Knock down walls and, you know, put in a kitchen because there was no kitchen. There was no kitchen here at all. I had a sink that had enough cabinet space for drain board to put a drain board on, and a cabinet on the wall that, you know, held about 10 plates. So yeah, there was really no kitchen here. So for 2 years, I really did a lot of all the inside work and kind of rehab the whole inside. Bubba started having some trouble with his blood pressure. Tried a bunch of different medications, and after a while, my doctor said, you really need to go see a kidney specialist. So we went to see the kidney specialist, and we found out Bubba had IgA nephritis, which is a kidney disease. Being the old mountain man that he was, he did not want to go through dialysis and all that kind of stuff. And he passed away a year later. As you can imagine, that was pretty life-changing for me. Grieved for a while, and then I went back to work. My job was pretty good. Didn't mind it. Worked up there for a few years. And then COVID hit. And I think it makes us all start thinking about things. And in the meantime, with all the COVID craziness, online popped up this gal, and I think you know her. Her name is Erica Derrickson, and I started watching her and just kind of fell in love with her energy, you know? And I really, really enjoyed watching her. In 2021, I said, okay, the farm is a big place and I don't need all of this. So I was lucky enough, I sold off a little bit of my land. And in 2021, Erica announced that she was going to have a ladies' retreat. Now, I don't know if I was the first one, but if not, I was the second one, and I was ready. So I immediately signed up for it, got my passport, and in December of 2021, I made the trip to Guatemala for the first ever Erica Derrickson ladies' retreat. I was lucky that I met two of the ladies in, I believe it was Houston, we flew out of, and the three of us flew in to Guatemala together, to Guatemala City. And by chance, we had actually booked the same hotel. So we all went to the hotel, and the next morning we got up and we started our 3-hour trek to Hummingbird Valley. Those 10 days were absolutely amazing. I send out great love to Erica and Kim and Michelle and Tamra and Tammy and Wendy, because what a good group of ladies. My God, what a good group of ladies. And don't forget Luke. Oh my goodness. Luke was our group husband, I call him. He made sure all of us ladies were well taken care of. And he spoke the language so beautifully. And I know he and Erica worked together on this retreat to make sure that everything was so great for us ladies. And they did such an amazing job. It was really wonderful. Guatemala is absolutely beautiful. Lake Atitlan is absolutely beautiful. It's amazing with the volcanoes that go overhead. And just the whole area was just really stunningly beautiful. We got to go across the lake to another area, and forgive me, I can't remember where we went to. But we went to the Women's Collective there, and that was amazing to watch them, how they dyed all the clothing from natural stuff. And I always thought that the colors from the Guatemalan tapestries, I really thought that they were fake, you know, because they were so vibrant and so amazing. And here they are, and they're like, no, they're really natural dyes, and I was just blown away. And I bought so much stuff, I had to buy a bag, which was not a bad thing. I had to buy another bag to put my stuff in to bring home with me, because I had such a great time. Lots of hummingbirds, ladies. I bought a lot of hummingbirds. And while we were down there, we all bonded. We all, you know, shared our stories about life and what was going on in our lives. And we all come from different places. And it was really just such a healing journey. And we had such an amazing time. And we started talking, and I said, I've always wanted to, you know, start a place where people could come, you know, and like kind of like a retreat, you know, like Karuna or whatever, but here in my backyard, because not everybody can travel out of the country and whatnot. And I told them about Mama Bear's Cottage and how I love to cook for people, but it would be just a quiet place for people to come and enjoy. It'll be just very simple. And, you know, I learned in Guatemala that it doesn't have to be really fancy, you know. Guatemala is not a fancy place. I know there are some fancy places there, but, you know, in general, it's not real fancy. Where we stayed, there was a couple of days we didn't have hot water, and that was fine, and they finally got it fixed. But it wasn't the fanciness or anything like that. It was just the spirit of it. So the lady said, oh, Kara, that would be a great idea. And so kind of the thought of Mama Bear's Cottage was born. So I came back home and started doing some work around here. And I put in this beautiful garden that you can see in the back of me, and that was my first project. All started from scratch. And I'm in the process of building a pond here, which right now we just had a ton of rain, so I had to siphon it out because I have to get back in there. But at least it holds water. So I'm going to be doing some projects, and I'm going to show you what I do here on the farm, and you'll get to meet some of the critters here on the farm. And I just want to bring some of you along with some of the projects I'm doing, because I do a lot of stuff that most women don't do. And I want you to know that you can do whatever you want to do as far as some of these big projects and stuff, you know. Try not to be a perfectionist. Be an okayist. Like, yeah, that looks okay. Because striving for absolute perfection will drive you crazy. But you know what? We're so hard on ourselves, aren't we? And we strive for perfection, and nobody else sees that little tiny imperfection that is there. So I hope I get to share some of my life here with you. I hope you enjoy it. And I welcome you to Mama Bears. And I'll be seeing you again. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
So kick on back, take you there on the farm with Mama Bear. On the farm with Mama Bear. On the farm.